And here's something very interesting. I've just been through this with the powers that be in my place of employment. Yes, right here at the radio station. And I was owed a total of 16 days vacation towards the end of the year. Right. And so I said, well, here they are. I'm booking them. Here we go. And they said, you really sure? And I said, yeah, of course. If you don't want me to go, you can pay me for them. And they laughed. And I said, if you don't need me to go, maybe we can roll them into next year. And they laughed some more. And so I'm taking them, every single one of them, because I don't understand why we here in the United States give up our vacation days. But boy, do we ever. And we're going to forfeit a record number of vacation days, apparently, in 2019. So we thought we'd bring in an expert on work-life balance. It is a pleasure to welcome back to the Simon Conway Show, Melissa Pocza. How are you, Melissa?
I'm good. How are you?
I'm great. I just came back from a vacation. I'm fantastic.
You're refreshed.
I am. Yes. Yes. Anyway, why do we do this here in America? Why?
I just think, well, as an entrepreneur myself, I find myself dealing with entrepreneur guilt. I'm a firm believer that no one will work as hard for you than you yourself.
Yep.
But at the same time, there has to be some balance in there, as well as not just an entrepreneur. Employees, you get addicted to your job. It's your 9 to 5, so you get employee guilt almost.
Yeah, it's interesting because I was an entrepreneur from the age of 22 until I got this job. I actually hadn't worked for anybody else. I only worked for me. But I always took my vacation. And maybe it's because I was from Europe and everybody did. I don't know. But it was always ingrained in my soul that I'm going to get every single vacation day I possibly can. Here it's every single vacation day that I'm entitled to, I'm going to take. But we as Americans don't. And you just think it's old-fashioned guilt?
Not only that, but look how much the times have changed nowadays. With the technology at our fingertips, we are accessible 24/7. So it's hard to put the phone down. That's what I think that even children, look how addicted they are to technology. I know myself, I find myself at dinner trying to answer emails when I need to learn, as we all do, as when it's time to put the phone down and not be accessible to enjoy those vacations.
Well, right. We have a rule in our house about phones at dinner time, Melissa. So if you're ever a visitor, understand, no phones at the table. All right.
Right. Got it.
Okay. Just saying.
Or I have to do the dishes.
That applies to everybody at my dinner table. No phones. We sat down eating, and I got to thank my daughter for that. Believe it or not, I got to thank my daughter for instituting that rule in our household. How about that? All right, so more than half of Americans apparently have had 7 days of paid time off as we go into the holiday season, and that's it.
Mm-hmm.
It's not enough, is it, for a work-life balance?
I'm sorry?
It's not enough for a work-life balance, is it?
It's not enough, and that's why I think it's very necessary to schedule time outs for yourself and time to take your daily self-care, because when you pour, you can't pour from an empty cup. And when you take care of yourself, you refresh, you reset, and you either begin your day or reset your day by taking care of yourself, so that way you can fulfill those obligations.
So what do you think in terms of balancing work and life when we get 8 public holidays, right? 8 single days here and there. And then it's anything from 10 paid days off to, if you're very lucky, 20 paid days off. I'm somewhere in the middle of that from our jobs. We should take everything that we're given, shouldn't we? Let's start there.
Absolutely. You know what I find myself doing is a trick because I know myself better. I know that if I don't schedule non-refundable trips, there may be a chance that I won't go. So I'm not kidding, I schedule non-refundable trips so that way I'm not going to lose that. I'm not going to lose that well-earned money, so I'm going to make myself go at the end of the year.
Right. I mean, that's good. What does the family think about you doing it that way?
I do, right. My husband does the same thing. He's a workaholic just the same. So we've trained ourselves at the times that the kids do have, no school, that we devote those times and schedule those trips. And they're non-refundable. So we really feel guilty if we don't take them.
And you guys have got kids as well, right?
Yes, 2 little boys.
Aw,
That's why those timeouts are so necessary.
I had 2 girls, so I think you have the easier task personally, but that's just me. But I'm very superior anyway. Mine are grown and gone, so I feel all this superiority over people who still have them at home. Because I got mine done. I got mine out the door. I'm all good. So
right. I'm quickly getting my gray hair. Very quickly.
Oh, no. That's not good. So how about bosses that send emails over your weekend or on your paid time off? What do we have to say to them?
Sometimes you feel torn that it is your obligation and duty, especially if you're in a field like sales where you're committed. I know I just published a book and I felt horrible. But there was an emergency that came on, and I had to reach out to him. I felt horrible, but time was of the essence. Mm-hmm. And he did respond. But at the same time, I think that we need to take each matter into consideration. If it can wait till we get home, absolutely wait. But if it's something that's high in demand on both ends that has to be taken care of, by all means, sometimes you just have to.
There you go. I mean, you're an author, you're a speaker, you're an entrepreneur, you're a mum, you've got a real estate brokerage, and you're a wife.
That's a lot of gray hair.
That's a lot. That's a lot, Melissa. There's a website, momqueen.com. I mean, that's a lot of stuff.
That's why it's very important to me that I schedule my balance.
Uh-huh.
I have a rule because I'm devoted in so many different categories. I have a rule 3 to 3 every day. I have 3 tasks to every assignment and every chapter. I can call them chapters and fields in my life that I try to accomplish every day. And when those 3 are done, then it's time to devote to the family. It's time to take those necessary timeouts and to cut it off.
Mm-hmm. Absolutely. So tell us
you have to know your limits.
Right. You do, but it's the balance. The balance thing is so important because you see, if you don't do it, you'll. Well, let's talk about you. Yeah, it's fun. We've already talked about me. Let's talk about you. But you stand, if you don't do that, you stand a chance of screwing up your marriage, right?
Right.
And that mess will mess with your kids. No matter how wonderful divorcing parents are, there's still a mess up with the kids. There's nothing you can do about it. And I'm not saying you should stay together for the kids either, because that can be just as damaging. But if you don't get this balance right, those 2 huge life-changing things can happen to you.
Yes, absolutely. You have to schedule a balance, whether it be, and not only feed yourself, but you have to pour into your marriage, pour into your children. I mean, there's times that I look at my son's homework and I'm going, oh my gosh, I think I have this and this and this to do. But in reality, I need to slow down and focus on and take roll of what's important and what's not at the moment.
Absolutely. I mean, it is very important to do that. So would you ever take a vacation where you were off the grid?
That's a tough.
Long pause there.
That's a tough. Is it at the spa? And am I alone?
Yeah, there could be a spa there, Melissa.
Yes, I would.
You would take a totally off-the-grid vacation.
I think we are all rewarded and needed that time for me time. And even those vacations with family vacations, I mean, I think it's important that you schedule a vacation with yourself, even if it's in the bathroom for 30 minutes, hiding from your children.
Well, there you go. The book. Tell us about the book. What's the book called?
It's called Basic Bitch, and it's about a women's empowerment book, and it's all embracing who we are and accepting who we are and turning our weaknesses into our greatest strengths.
All right. And you can get that wherever books are sold, I'm assuming?
Absolutely. Barnes & Noble, Books A Million, Amazon, on my website, momqueen.com.
All right. So momqueen.com is the website. A very Merry Christmas, Happy Hanukkah, Happy Holidays, Melissa, to you and yours. Thank you very much for joining us.
Absolutely.
We will have you back. I have no doubt at all.